In the next 10 years, climate change will create weather patterns that kill unprepared people in places that were previously safe. Extreme temperature swings, sudden storms, and unprecedented conditions will turn routine outdoor activities into survival situations. I'm going to show you how to prepare for this new reality with technology that's already available but criminally underutilized. Climate scientists agree that weather is becoming more unpredictable and more extreme. Temperature drops that used to happen gradually over days now happen in hours. Storm systems intensify faster than warning systems can track. Safe weather windows close without notice, trapping people in conditions they never expected to face. This isn't theoretical. It's already happening. Last year saw record numbers of weather-related rescues in areas that have been safe for decades. Hikers caught in sudden temperature drops, campers trapped by flash storms, even people driving through mountain passes who faced life-threatening exposure when their vehicles broke down. The outdoor industry's response has been to sell more expensive gear with higher performance ratings, but they're solving yesterday's problems with tomorrow's prices. Complex equipment that works in predictable conditions becomes liability when weather turns chaotic. What people actually need is simple, reliable protection that works regardless of conditions. Emergency sleeping bags represent the future of personal survival technology, not because they're new, but because they're perfectly adapted to unpredictable conditions. They work when wet, deploy instantly, provide thermal protection regardless of temperature, and require no setup or expertise. But here's what makes them truly future-proof. They're based on physics, not engineering. Complex gear can fail in unexpected ways when conditions exceed design parameters. But reflective thermal barriers work the same way, whether it's a planned emergency or climate chaos. Physics doesn't change when weather gets weird. The military already understands this principle. Special operations units are being equipped with simpler, more reliable gear because complex systems fail under extreme stress. They're moving away from high-tech solutions toward proven, basic technologies that work in any scenario. Search and rescue operations are making the same shift. Teams that once relied on advanced equipment are returning to fundamentals because climate change creates rescue scenarios that exceed the parameters of traditional gear. When you're saving lives in unprecedented conditions, you need equipment that works regardless of circumstances. Insurance companies are starting to recognize this trend too. Policies that once covered routine outdoor activities now require proof of emergency preparedness because rescue costs are skyrocketing. Soon, emergency sleeping bags will be mandatory equipment for many outdoor activities, just like life jackets are required on boats. The smart money is already moving. Professional guides are switching to emergency sleeping bags, not just as backup equipment, but as primary shelter for clients. They're realizing that simple, reliable protection is more valuable than impressive gear that fails when conditions get serious. Educational institutions are beginning to teach climate adaptation survival skills, and emergency sleeping bags are central to these programs. Students learn that future survival depends on equipment that works in scenarios we haven't seen before, not gear designed for historical weather patterns. But the biggest change is happening in emergency preparedness communities. People who understand climate risks are abandoning expensive, complex gear in favor of simple, effective solutions. They're building emergency kits around proven technology that works regardless of what climate change throws at us. The transition is inevitable because the alternative is increased casualties from exposure-related emergencies. As weather becomes more dangerous and less predictable, people will either adapt their equipment choices or become statistics. The choice is simple: evolve or become victim to evolution. Don't wait for the outdoor industry to catch up with climate reality. Don't trust your future survival to gear designed for yesterday's weather patterns. Choose equipment that's already proven to work in the conditions we're heading toward and stay ahead of the curve that's killing people who aren't prepared for the new normal. The future of survival isn't about more expensive gear or more complex technology. It's about understanding that simplicity, reliability, and physics-based solutions will always outperform marketing-driven products when conditions get serious. Choose accordingly, because your life may depend on making the right choice before everyone else figures it out.